Hey, Beck, how are you?
Good.
I think I asked you this a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks or whatever, in terms of the record against 9 through 13 and the record with the teams above you at that point. Um, how much is tonight a test for you personally, or are you not looking at it like that?
We just want to go out and play good basketball. Um, be about what we're supposed to be doing. Um, Obviously, New York has been an elite team for the past couple of years, so it's always a good gauge to kind of see where we're at. I wouldn't necessarily call it a test, but we need to come out and compete in the right way.
I saw yesterday's practice. Obviously, I was out here, and there was a specific time with Aaliyah, and it became sort of the mantra. Even when she came off, everyone joking with her, shoot the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Even in practice, right? I mean, she had that confidence early on. Is that a big message you want her to have? Because you've always been shooters are going to shoot the ball.
Yeah, I mean, she's a young player. She's a rookie. Um, but one thing she should always have confidence in, it's her ability to shoot the ball because all her teammates do. So there should never be a question of um, should I shoot this or not? You should shoot it every time you're open, and not even think about it.
Hi, Becky. The team's improved play over the last month. Obviously, there's many contributing factors. I'm just wondering if this group just needed a little longer from a chemistry standpoint to kind of connect with each other and you with your staff.
Yeah.
You have a new staff.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the thing about chemistry, right? Like you can't rush a cake to be baked. It has to bake the appropriate time. You have to put the right ingredients in it. Um, you can't just stick it in an oven and say, okay, be done in 5 minutes and expect it to come out right. Uh, so there's been some baking, I guess, going on in the sense of everybody trying to get on the same page, get at the same temperature, be about the same things. But that's why chemistry is so valuable because you can't buy it. You have to put time into it.
Is there anybody's play recently that has really impressed you that you weren't sure it was going to ever come about, and now they are performing like you had hoped or expected, besides the obvious?
Well, yeah, she's always great. Asia's been on a tear. There's no doubt about that. Um, I think people are starting to see Jackie's abilities a little bit more, pick and roll, having the ball, having the ball in big moments, being a decision maker, a distributor, a scorer, a defensive stopper. When she's locked in, she is an elite defender and an elite scorer when she gets it rolling. So, you know, we need her to be that lead guard and to I ask her to do a lot of different things for us, but I think you're seeing her game go to a really another level. The ball's in her hands a lot more, um, and she produces. She's all state. You're in good hands. She's a low turnover person and can really pass the ball. I think it's an underrated part of her game is her ability to pass.
Hi, Becky. Both teams have been putting in the effort on the court for this playoff push, but I wanted to know your thoughts on how Asia and Sabrina and Escu have continued to elevate their leadership on and off the court.
I don't think there's any doubt Sabrina is the motor that makes New York go. I thought that all last year. She's just her presence is a threat, you know. Um, so I'm not surprised. They're back where they're sitting this year. Um, they don't have Stewie in the mix yet. So they're formidable. However you slice them. Add an Emma, Phoebich to me has always been a huge X factor for them, and really a difference maker. I thought that was the biggest piece they added last year was Phoebich. But Sabrina, I mean, she elevates everybody's game. Her presence makes everybody around her better. And it's the same with Asia. Asia's been, obviously they do it in different ways. But Asia's been about as dominant in this, the last month or so that you can be in a league.
Hey, Becky, you've had some great one-liners today. But
Thank you.
I have two questions. But first, ever since you made that lineup change with Jewel coming off the bench, her role, it's not diminished by any means, but it seems like maybe she settled into a role a little bit more. What have you just seen from her over this past 7 games?
I mean, she just continues to get better and better in finding her spots, doing what we need her to do. Probably a better question for her, to see how it feels different. Because to me, of course, all players typically want to start. But I mean, at the end of the game, she's going to be in at the end of the game. To me, the people who are in at the end are probably as important or just important as what's going on at the beginning of the game. But maybe it's just a chance for her to get a feel, watch the game a couple times, go up and down, because I'm putting her back in fairly early. I don't know, maybe it's a Jedi mind trick she played on herself. I don't know. You have to ask her.
And then just following up, you mentioned Emma Misen. How much more challenging does her addition to this team make it to game plan against them, especially because now they have 2, pretty versatile bigs?
Yeah. She's obviously an elite post player in the world. Her ability to pass, score down low, she just punishes mismatches, and then can shoot the 3. I mean, she's a 3-level scorer. Just adds another element of difficulty in guarding them. They're playing a lot more zone. So as they're banged up a little bit, their lineups have changed a little bit. But, I mean, you can't go wrong with her, being, one of 2 posts or the only post. She's just that good. She demands a lot of attention.
I just wanted to ask you about Cheyenne Parker Taius. The last time I talked to her, she mentioned that she wanted to be back in Vegas, kind of gearing up for a return by this time. And I think I saw her post on her Instagram story that she was at the facility in Henderson. And I'm wondering, just as a coach, how do you approach that return process with her, given that she's not that far removed from giving birth, but she's very passionate about wanting to be back on the court.
Yeah, I mean, her desire, obviously, to get back on the court with her teammates and stuff is very high. In these kind of situations, I just lean into them. Tell me how you're feeling. They know their bodies. They're professionals. They know how much they can push, how much they can't push. I am pushing no buttons. You tell me the speed we go, and that's the speed we go at.
Last couple, we'll go to Nikias on Zoom. Nikias.
Hi, Coach. I wanted to ask about the defense, as you've kind of alluded to some of the tweaks that you've made throughout the year. How have you seen Asia in particular kind of navigate the different changes to the defense this season?
Oh, man. Hers hasn't been tweaked a whole ton. I would say we tried something at the beginning, then we went away from it. But that was kind of like the whole team. So it was more of a philosophical thing that we changed. But her, there's always a mindfulness of cross matches when we're going through game plan. Also, sometimes schemes that we like or things that the opponent runs that we'd like to keep her a little closer to the rim. So those matchups sometimes play into things. We've put her on point guards this year, which is something we haven't really done in the past. But she can guard 1 through 5. So pretty much Nikias, whatever I ask her to do, she pretty much does, and does elitely. Is elitely a word? Elitely.
It will be today. Thank you.
Awesome.
Becky, I'd like to follow up on Malia's questions, if I may, for a project we're working on. When you think about your era in the league to where we're at now, can you talk about the contributions that Asia and Sabrina have brought to women's basketball? Forget about their on-court, but just who they are, from college to Team USA to WNBA to communities that they play in.
I mean, they're both phenomenal people. It's not a surprise they're at where they're at in their career. It's not a surprise that they have the eyes on them that they have. Sabrina's interesting though, because her story is a little bit different, you know, because she had to go through COVID, and you know, I don't know, that Oregon team might have made it to that championship game that year. I mean, you know, she had people talking in college where Asia, you know, won that championship. Asia's won at every level. People like winners. People are drawn to winning. People are drawn to excellence. And those two really display excellence in everything they do, the standard, how they approach the game, how they approach their profession. I think they're both, obviously I know them, but I think they're both very approachable. If I didn't know them, they seem approachable. I think they seem relatable. Asia has a hell of a story in where she grew up from, you know, and difficulties that she faced growing up, in facing those challenges. And so I think they both just bring a really unique story. And they're studs. I mean, they're excellent at what they do, both of them. You know, and for Asia's part, you know, I know her obviously better than Sabrina, but Sabrina has been a really class act, and there's a couple examples that I could give that I won't give. I'll keep for myself, but just really unbelievable display of character and sportsmanship that I've seen. And Asia, I get an up close and personal seat to her character and her leadership style every day. I learn from Asia. She's about the right things. She walks the walk. She talks the talk. What you see is what you get. She's the same person in every room she walks into.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.